What is it with Disney and all these live-action remakes? Just another chance to line their pockets. Soulless, joyless, and dumped-out pieces of garbage. CGI is a great tool when used responsibly. Here it's a toy for the bastard executives at Disney. Countdowns are subjective. Bitch about your picks in the comments. Information source given in the description, with this being the worst of list, number 10 to 4 why and number 3 to 1 you motherfuckers. Like, share and subscribe if you haven't already. This list is going to get from disappointing to depressing. The Little Mermaid live-action take on a classic is terrible. The entire movie was a forgettable mess, with pitiful performances, poor visual effects, and terrible original songs that left a bad impression on viewers. All the characters felt virtually non-existent with zero chemistry with one another. The underwater world of Ariel and friends was uninspiring, with the use of too much CGI. It closely followed the plot of the animated version, not taking the chance to add something new. It was a cash grab, that's all. Alice returns to Wonderland to find the Mad Hatter has lost his happy. Alice uses Mad Hatter's chronosphere to head back in time to set things straight. It is a letdown with its confused script, awful acting, and dull, washed-out colors which keep it from being one of the great book-to-movie adaptation. Changing the book's perspective from a child to a woman makes it a big mess for lovers of the novel, who just wanted to see how the movie will translate. The set design is inferior that it looks like a high school performance. The dreadful cinematography leaves a bad impression on movie aficionados. A reimagining of the Sleeping Beauty story from the perspective of Maleficent, the main villain. Heavy use of CGI. Felt rushed and half-arsely edited. Muddled up performances of known characters such as the three fairies. The narrative was decent, but it's been done before, but better. A sequel baits with having Maleficent turning good. Disney were so ashamed of it that they took it down from Disney Plus, giving poor excuses on the decision. Pinocchio isn't exactly bad, but it's not amazing. Scenes tended to drag on far too long. This pointless live-action remake had recycled storytelling from the original. Weak execution of characters, awful-looking visuals, less expressive settings, and monotone voice performances. Villainous characters are disappointing, coming across incompetent rather than calculating and manipulative. With boring songs that put you to sleep, it would be better if you watched the original. Mulan, who disguised herself as a boy and ran away from home to join the imperial forces. It is a generic Chinese fantasy martial arts film. Satisfactory action, nicely put together backgrounds, the cinematography is great and the colors are bright. The story is dreadful though. Mulan is awfully bland. Mulan in the original was an outstanding character because she used her intelligence and tenaciousness to get ahead in a man's world. However, in this she is gifted magical powers from birth and never has to struggle. 102 Dalmatians takes place 3 years after the original. Cruella de Vil having served her time in prison and had therapy sessions. But when her therapy is reverted by the sound of Big Ben, she's at it again, poaching the pups for a fur coat. Weak, predictable story. Low effort was made on the visual effects. The sequel is more of the same. Some scenes drag on, and it tries too hard to be dark and edgy. Beauty and the Beast retells the story of the 1991 animated version. This is a movie that needed a little CGI, but they went overboard with it. Emma Watson's performance as Belle was stiff. Her line delivery was awful. Not to mention her singing, even auto-tune couldn't save it. There is no believability in the Beast, the animalistic quality is completely gone. The household items look bland and uninteresting. Gaston in the original had some charm and charisma. Here he comes off too strong. If you like the original and want to see what the fuss is about, watch it. Even though it has been out for 7 years, a baby elephant that can fly helps teach a circus the meaning of family. The original felt more structured despite it being an hour shorter. Predictable storyline, it focuses on the family and supporting characters which come across as bland. Dull, washed-out backgrounds. It's still a decent try if you can forgive the pink elephant scene, but they mocked that up. This is where CGI would have been more effective. At least you get to see Batman and Penguin together again. This remake follows the animated version not too closely, but close enough. If you've seen the Robin Williams version, then you'll find it lacking. Dull portrayal of major characters like Jafar and Jasmine. Jafar was an outstanding villain in the 90s version. Witty yet menacing, here his dialogue delivery has no weight behind it. Jasmine was okay, but nothing stood out about her performance. She was nothing like her animated counterpart. Her forced ideology let her performance down. Awful song numbers. And worst of all, the use of CGI in showing Will Smith as the genie, which looked horrendous. Yet another beloved Disney movie getting the live-action remake treatment, and it's terrible. No effort was put into acting. The entire movie was unimaginative, with a lack of creativity and vision. The movie relies fully on CGI. Nothing new is added to the story to make it a little different. Humorless jokes, no over-exaggerated features like the animated version. Dull renditions of classic songs. Scenes were dumbed down or replaced with bad alternatives. They bastardized Scar. He was sly, sarcastic, and had so much personality in the original.